Hi,
Hey
everybody.
everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with,
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I have no idea what oracle card I want to use today. Um, let's see.
And happy Mother's Day, too, of course.
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. Had a great dinner out yesterday with my son, a cybersecurity expert. I just love talking to him about
Yes, he's actually
what
being
he's
asked to take
doing
over cybersecurity
in
at the
his
place he
job.
works at. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really awesome. We're really proud of him. And he's a great
Go.
person to commiserate with on different issues. So I think I'm going to use the Liminal Forest Oracle today because I really like that.
Yeah, he was our original producer when we started nearly 5 years ago. He
He's the
kind of
one
got
who
us
got us
into it
involved
and
in
helped
this.
us out with all the camera stuff.
So he's very protective and helpful to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a different day altogether, isn't it, Jackie? Right. So, whatever or however you celebrate, have a happy.
All right.
All right.
It's Compass. I like this one. I think I had it recently for either someone or something. It might have been a card of the Oracle card of the day.
Hi, Christina.
Hey, Christina, get you on the list.
I'll do that.
Our potential unfolds when we surround ourselves with individuals who act not as destinations, but as compasses. A compass keeps you on track, moving in your intended direction, and lets you know when you are straying off course. These are the people who, through their wisdom, patience, and understanding, guide you subtly yet profoundly. They don't dictate your destination or map out every journey step. Instead, they provide gentle nudges, aligning you with your true north. Their presence is like a beacon in the fog, never overbearing and always reassuring. By embodying the qualities of a true mentor, they ensure that you remain steadfast in your pursuit, even when the path becomes obscured by the inevitable challenges life throws your way. Such compasses in our lives do more than just guide. They inspire and motivate through their actions and resilience. Observing them tackle journeys with integrity and grace provides a template for us to emulate. They share their insights not by preaching, but by doing. I love this card. This is pretty amazing. This subtle mentorship is invaluable, but it teaches us to dream and act with purpose and passion. Who serves as a compass for you. And you know what? That reminds me, back in, grade school, high school, etc., we've had teachers that, my way or the highway. Even in spiritual pursuits, we have people who think, you've got to follow this path, this way, that way. And they push it. They push the agenda instead of guide and nudge. And I think, those are the people that guide and nudge and don't play games. Those are the kind of people you want to gravitate to as your mentors. Think about who is guiding you, and is it guidance or is it something more? So I don't know if you have anything to add to that. That's all that comes to mind for me.
No, it just reminds me that, compass is one of those kind of things that it's a tool that operates on more than one level. There's a spiritual level to orient yourself to, but there's also physical orientations too. Remember we did a workshop years ago about orienteering?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, and that was out at a nature preserve we had went to for a festival.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
All right. That's what we have for the collective today. Good luck with
thank
that.
you.
All right. So let's see.
Appreciate
Hi,
the
Kara. I
time.
see you've stopped in. Alicia, good to see you. Celebrating with laundry. Oh my gosh, do I need to do some laundry? I really do. So,
Well, it's the truth for some of us.
know.
Thanks for the reminder. I need to get around to mine.
Okay, I see you've got things under control here, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so I think Jasmina was first.
Jasmina is first.
Alrighty, and I see Jasmina's question. A reading about current job. Okay. So sort of just the general qualities about that, unless there's something more specific, but I think we can go with that. And I'm going to use the Midnight Boulevard for my first reading.
Yep.
And our first card is King of Swords, upright, followed by the Two of Cups, upright, and another king, but it's reversed. It's the King of Pentacles. So that's kind of
Is that
interesting.
3?
Huh?
You got the King of Swords upright, and what's in the middle?
The Two of Cups.
The
upright.
2 of Cups upright, and another king. So that's the King of Pentacles. Reversed.
So I almost want to ask if you're in a relationship with somebody you work with too. That could be the Two of Cups, but of course it could be saying too that, you're in a relationship with the job. The job itself,
Exactly.
is very important to you, is very giving of your heart to it. You want to feel harmony and trust there with the job itself, if not with people involved, etc.
Yeah, the King of Swords and this, I think here, if it is about your current job, maybe this is about too deciding, if things are going well, that's fine. Maybe you've made this decision. If things aren't going well, maybe you're trying to figure out how best to, whether you can really click with this job, whether it's really, the right fit for you, or maybe, it's time to look for something more that is. The Two of Cups seems to indicate to me some harmony and happiness, or that is what you are seeking. Some blending of energies here. And the King of Pentacles reversed, right? That's King of Pentacles is really saying here that maybe you feel right now that how do I want to say this? That possibly there might be something better for you either here where you're working now, or somewhere else. Maybe there's some dissatisfaction a little bit with some salary or different things,
Well, when I look at
or
that
working conditions.
when I look at that King of Pentacles reversed, I get the feeling like you feel there are just things there you can't really manage enough. You can't really handle enough to your satisfaction. That you want to be more in charge there, or that you feel, in fact, that there are things there that are rather out of your control and that bothers you. Maybe there's a sense too of the security you feel there is sort of feels challenging or volatile. Now, I already talked about, the Two of Cups, and you kind of agreed with that. The King of Swords maybe says there are questions about where you see yourself going there. You are maybe making certain judgments or decisions about this overall thing. Maybe you've actually been networked a little bit and you might have a possibility of moving to somewhere else, but you're probably just at the point either you haven't heard those yet or you would be open to them if they in fact are there.
I like that. Let me throw the Lenormand out and see if I can get a better beat on this. Oh, I like it. Oh, I really like it. So I assume,
It's
you
the
didn't say you
sun.
weren't working, so I am assuming you are on a job. It looks as though, there is some success for you going forward here. So if you feel things are not quite right there, that King of Pentacles, if you feel maybe that even yourself, that you might not be performing up to your capacity or up to your talents or skills, that they're maybe not utilizing them properly, I see success going forward here for you, that maybe the future is going to start looking brighter. Don't you see?
I can see that too, because of course the tower is institutional. It does kind of relate to the idea in this context here of your job. So this may be saying that, this may generate a sense of harmony or trust you have in your situation there, either your specific relationship in the job or how you feel about the job promotes the idea of a loyalty that maybe is going to carry you through this, despite the fact that there may be some things that you are just not in charge of enough. You're probably relying on that trust or that situation of harmony to carry it through for you. And that's what the Lenormand seems to show.
Yeah, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. I don't have much else to say. I
I
just think that
understand.
this is pretty good situation right now. There may be some things where you want to, you're looking at
You're
better ways to really click with what you're doing, or maybe even with the team that you're working with, or the people or the business that you are doing. And I think you'll get there. The Lenormand just seems very, very positive. So good luck with that. All right, we're on Lena. All right. Hmm. Let me see. What's the question?
I don't know. I think they wanted a career for a couple months or something
Oh,
like
hi,
that.
Victorious Moon. I just didn't see you there. Are you on the list? No, you are not. All right.
Career reading for next 6 months. Hi, Victorious.
Uh, there we go. Okay, so career reading. Well, we start with the Ten of Cups reversed, the Page of Wands reversed. Oh man, and the Three of Wands reversed. How many months is this? 6 months. Well, I can't imagine all 6 months will be like this, but let's see what you've got. Oh,
The whip and the stork.
well, if you're contemplating making a career move of some sort, be a little careful and choosy in the next 6 months, because some of the conditions don't look very positive for growth here. It may be that, something comes along, that initially may look good to you. But I feel like that you might not click there. It may not be right for you in some way. This Ten of Cups reversed indicates some unhappiness. It's possible, too, that this might just be talking about the search for another position, if that's what you're thinking of, Lena, in the next 6 months, or even maybe getting promoted or a raise where you are at. It just seems like there are delays and things that just don't seem to be working out.
Right. The career reading is not very favorable overall. It does feel like you're stuck where you're at and you're not feeling any happiness there. And or you're feeling like the opportunities you'd like aren't there. It seems like there may be a chance somewhere during this time that an opportunity could arise, but if you move too quickly on it, you're likely to possibly damage it in certain ways, like maybe being over eager or over attentive isn't going to help you there. So you might have to wait longer for better opportunities to show up, I think.
Wow, you didn't have to shout, Russ, but I'm not surprised, considering some of our dialogue of late on some of our cards of the day. Hey, you are totally welcome to stay and commiserate with the people you have made friends with here, but you just don't seem to be very happy with our card readings of late, so I don't think we're going to read for you today. Feel free to talk about it, but I think, we're going to not read for you today. And Kara, I totally forgot to put you on the list. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't mention that earlier, Russ, but you know what? You are welcome to stay and commiserate with the good people in our chat in a friendly, congenial way. And I wish you the best. And where was Kara on the list, though, Mr. O?
I'll find out for you. Uh, After Alicia,
Uh,
that's what I see after Alicia.
I'll put her there then. Okay. So basically, Lena, when I look at these cards too, see, it looks like you might be rushing into some new opportunity. That was the Lenormand where I got that from, or you're thinking about doing that. But really take a close look at what's being offered to you and whether it's really right for you. I think that's really what the cards are saying.
Right. It just could be that the 6 months going forward are just not going to be incredibly favorable. It doesn't mean you should necessarily abandon certain plans or opportunities that come to you, but make sure you give them a commensurate amount of time working at them. That moving quickly on some things might seem like the thing to do, but we have a saying, haste makes waste. So watch out with that. Good luck.
All right.
All right.
Who is next? Let me see.
It's Jeff
Jemison.
Alrighty. And I believe they left a question. When can I expect a new job offer? All right, so we have to look that up as a when. You're welcome, Lena. As a when kind of thought. Timing. Oh, let's see.
Hmm. All right. So what exactly was the question again? I'm sorry. Let me do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I jumped the gun there. Oh, hi, Francesca. Thank you for subscribing.
Hi, Francesca. Oh my goodness, Frances.
Oh, you know who that is then?
I don't.
Oh, well,
Do you do?
no, I don't. I thought when you said Frances, you said it in a way that indicated familiarity.
No. No, I'm sorry. Whoever you are, thank you for subscribing.
We
Thank you.
appreciate the subscription.
Welcome here.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I said that the wrong way. And it doesn't mean I don't want to hear your question, but we're just not going to do the reading.
About a cat, I mean, it's great you have these questions, but you have made it pretty clear in some of your communications that our readings are not helpful. So, I think we'll leave it at that. And I have nothing more to say about it, Russ, but you are welcome to talk to people congenially here. But we do have rules. This is our show, and that's just the way it's going to be. We appreciated you for a while. I don't really understand what happened, but I'm not going to waste time on that. We've got people who want readings from us, and we're going to do them.
Okay, so Jefferson wanted to know when will they expect a new job offer. And here's what I have. I have the Emperor upright, the Fool or the Jugular upright, the Juggler, not jugular, and the reversed Six of Cups. So these cards don't necessarily answer the when part. They might be speculative, like, like I could look at the Fool, Jefferson, and say that it could be an unexpected thing when it happens, that it may not, happen in a way that we would be able to tell that there's something like good luck happening. But the Six of Cups reverse sort of goes to the contrary offer, like maybe there's not a flow right now that maybe sees that. Now, could that flow be because you're not yourself doing enough things to promote job offers? So some of that's up to you. Some of that means that maybe you have to be in the inner flow of trying to get your name out there, your resumes, your experience, etc., out there. I'll leave it at that.
I have to think about this one a little bit. Hold on. I forgot the question. That was my problem.
When will they get a new job offer?
Is this okay? Well,
Jefferson.
Jefferson, when I look at the Emperor, I feel here that this could be more. This might be more. What is that last card? That's
Six of Cups reversed.
Six of Cups reversed. Let go of any feelings from the past that make you feel like you're not worthy of getting what you want. You will get a job offer, I feel, possibly. The juggler here is the magician. I keep forgetting that in the...
Oh, right. I said it was the Fool, but you're right. It's the magician. I'm so sorry about that.
Am I right? It's number one, right?
It's the magician. I was wrong. Jackie or somebody should have called me on that.
So the juggler, to me, is about making sure that you have everything you need and to showcase your talents and abilities in order to make it happen. Now, this is not giving you a time frame per se, but I have a feeling that you're not that far off. If you can show that you are in complete, that you are a leadership material. And when I say that, it's not because you necessarily are going for a leadership job. Everybody likes to see that in people. They want to see people who can take charge, take the lead, have a command of themselves, in a sense, which is what the Emperor is. And of course, the magician is about mastery, to show that you are a master of what you do, or that, even if you are in an apprentice stage of looking for that job, to prove that you have mastered the educational, skills that you've needed to move forward now with your life. And I think here, just abandon any notions from your past that make you feel you're not good enough to get this. And let's move on. Took me a minute there. I had to really think about it. And I think I was confused by the juggler card,
the writer. Well, I know I was a little bit confused too, and I haven't even talked about every card there, so...
Okay, right. We got the whip back in the picture again and the rider. So I would say this too, that if you really need something to happen sooner more than later, this is a time to really crack that whip, to really get things moving. So you're just going to have to keep putting applications out there. My feeling is too that, sometimes people think they put one or two out, that's enough, that's fine. Wait for those to come true through or to hear from them or not. Keep thinking one way or another that, or keep putting them out there. That's what I said. Keep putting them out there, even if it seems like a lot. You sometimes you might only hear back from one of them. So I think you have to keep at it.
I like that. And hi, Cherry B. I put you on the list. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to get my timing cards out anyway, right? Do you think that
Sure.
works
Now,
you
the
here?
thing I would say was I would agree that, probably an opportunity could be coming and you have to be able to move quickly on it. That's why you have the combination of the rider and the whip. Um, this could be saying that maybe to some degree this is a move away from where you have been in the past, the Six of Cups there, but it's still based on the idea that there was solid experience in whatever that was. So this could be saying that, skills or abilities from a previous position might figure into this, that maybe this is about re-engaging in something that you once did before, or some permutation of that.
This is real interesting. Here's this
All
one.
right, so our first card in the timing is before the summer months, and of course
Or is it say the end of the summer months? Before the summer months.
I know, and
That's
so
only a
like
month away.
that's a little bit soon on
And
us.
especially when I had this one to follow up on it.
So maybe it's the reverse of that. It's from the summer months to within a year.
That's what I'm
And
thinking.
that says give yourself more self love once that happens. So a lot of this is about saying your own appreciation for what you can do, the ability to understand that you're in a situation right now where you have to really be focused, but at the same time, give yourself a little slack. It sounds like a contradiction, but if you're able to do that, then maybe, within this year, something could happen.
I agree. I think it will be sometime this year. It's just a matter of just keep at it. Just keep working hard at it. A lot of people, I know personally, a few people, I won't say a lot, a few people are really having problems right now finding work. So whether you're in this country or a different country, the circumstances may be similar, that the job market may be tight right now, and in particular in maybe the areas you are looking for work. So just keep at it, keep working at it, put out as many resumes as you can to try to get your foot in a door. And I think by the end of the year, something may pay off for you, most definitely. So good luck with that.
Hi,
You have to
Shreya.
keep us posted. Hey, Shreya.
Thanks for adding the question, too. We gotcha. All right, so we're going to move on then.
Yeah.
And next up is hello, hello. There's one. There's two. Did you add or change the list?
No, not yet. I did
Okay.
not. Who's there? Shreya?
Right. I'm just wondering who's next to read for. Thanks, Jerry.
Oh, it's a cell.
All right. What kind person? What kind of person is Taehyun?
What's the first initial? Because that's what I'm going to say.
T.
T.
They've asked about it before.
Okay. Either way, I'm not going to try to say the name
All right.
if I can't pronounce it.
So that's gonna be your deck.
All right. Hold on. I want to get the list out there.
Thank you.
All right. Hmm. Did I use this one yet? Probably not.
Hit the return.
Oh. Whoops.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
It's that kind of day.
Oh.
So we are the tarot couple's hardest workers ever, since we're here on Mother's Day, even giving out readings. But we do that, since a lot of the American and maybe other holidays occur on Sundays. Here we are. We rarely take a Sunday off. We're mostly here.
Yeah. And hey, we do this,
Princess, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you so much.
And if it's
Would you like a reading? We will add you to the list.
Yeah, we can add you to the list, and we can absolutely give you a reading.
Now, it may take a while as we work through the list, but we'll be happy to add you.
Great, super. And just tell us what your question is, or if you want a general reading or focus on, career or something like that. And you said evening, so I'm willing to guess that you're in Europe somewhere, or England, or just over the pond from us. I believe they're probably already towards 11 or midnight. I'm not sure.
We always appreciate feedback and constructive criticism and things like that. And we also want to know when we are flat out wrong. But there's right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it. Make it constructive, be a team player, and we're glad to have everybody here and supporting us. For the most part, we have an absolutely amazing group of people that subscribe to our channel, and we really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you stop with that military time stuff, Jackie. You may have a general love reading, thank you. And, we had a friend years ago who used to say good morning any time of the day because he said it's always morning somewhere in the world. So likewise, evening, it's always evening somewhere in the world, too. Yeah, you're on our time then. That's what time it is for us, 2:35.
Okay, so what kind of person was that what it was?
Right, is Tae-hoon.
That's what I thought. That's what I was focusing on. All right. Ooh. Oh, dear.
Yes, Kara's on the same time as us, too. All right, so here's our cards for you, Asal. The first one is the Five of Swords.
And yet, there's this. This person is an enigma.
And then there's the Page of Cups. Yeah, maybe they're Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know.
They may not have had a lot of luck in love.
And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so here's the Lenormand. Let's spill the tea some more here. The Fox. And the Star. So yeah, they're kind of like really a strange critter, maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
This is really kind of a tough one. The Fox and what again?
The Star.
The Star. Well, I think
Star Fox. Star Fox is
at first I had let's get into this. I think this person may be multifaceted. I don't want to totally dog them. But when you start with the Five of Swords, which is a card of conflict and, nasty behavior, I get worried. But let me grab a cough drop. Sorry. But this may be about something entirely different. I have a feeling looking at the Lenormand with the Five of Swords indicates to me that they're very ruthless in their workplace and their work life. They're somebody that takes their work, or will, if they're just not employed yet, or just say they're a student if they're younger, they take it very seriously. And they may be a little bit cutthroat. They may be maybe they work in fields, or they're interested in working in fields that are highly competitive, supercharged, and they're not afraid to take down the competition.
I'm going to go with that idea there. There wasn't something that explicitly tied me to maybe their work career, but I can kind of see that because of the Fox. In general, this could be saying that, that they kind of stir things a little bit wherever they are, that maybe they are a little bit of an antagonistic personality, even in some personal situations. From the way you've questioned them before in the past, or talked about them before, I don't feel like you have a direct connection with them, Asal, that you know of them, but that you're not in a direct correlation with them. So that could be, what you see and what you don't see. So having said that, I want to move on from there and just say that the Page of Cups does sort of say that maybe in some ways, social ways or certain, emotional ways, they they are maybe a little bit on the kinder edge of that. They are a little bit more on an intuitive edge of that. And maybe, of course, they use their intuitive abilities to also garner things for them in the career or in the antagonistic competitive worlds they operate.
Well, I kind of have two minds here. I've divided this reading up for you a little bit, Asel, because I feel the Lenormand really ties into that Five of Swords, and the Page of Cups ties into the Ace of Cups reversed. And what I'm going to say is they have a very innocent and open-hearted outlook towards love, and it's possible they have been hurt because of that. It's really ironic, but sometimes people can be, so hard-edged as far as business and other matters go, but then in the romance department, they may have too tender a heart. They may have had their heart broken. I don't want to say that they are a heartbreaker, but on the other hand, considering some of the energy of these cards here, I can't rule that out. But I really feel like they're more like the innocent victim of some pain in their past, some heartache in the past. And it's
They're
basically because they're very empathic and caring.
They definitely are an enigma of sorts. So the only thing we can tell you is that they're definitely a mixed bag, and that probably your own experiences with them will serve you as well to get to know more about them.
Yeah, good luck with this. I think it's an interesting, multifaceted person here that you're dealing with.
All right.
And the fox, I would also say about the fox, as far as the workplace go, in that Five of Swords, they know how to outwit the competition. The fox is a clever person and clever in a business sense. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be really a force to be reckoned with in whatever they choose to do if they're not set in a career already. Good luck with that.
All right, Jackie's up.
Okay, Jackie, what do you got for us? Let's see.
Did I have a past life in Ireland? Cool. Okay, I'm going to use the uncommon tarot for your reading. Not that it's an uncommon question. Yay.
My allergies are getting the best of me. The weather keeps changing here. We've had some pretty cold nights, but we're going to have a nice warm up this week. Wow, we're going to have summer like temperatures here. It's going to be really nice.
Luck of the Irish. I know that's right. All right, Jackie. So our first card is the Ace of Coins upright. And of course, we do have yes or no readings, which I'm not using at the moment, but the amount of aces would imply a yes answer. The second card is the reversed Queen of Swords. And then the final card is the upright Page of Wands. So did you have a past life in Ireland? Ace of Pentacles and Page of Wands are upright. Queen of Swords is reversed.
Oh, we might have to qualify it with a yes,
Yeah,
no, but
I think we might. So our Lenormand is the Tower, and
I don't know.
yeah, I'm not really sure of the vibe I'm getting exactly here.
It might not have been a good way to do it, but
Probably it wasn't.
what is that one again?
The Ace of
It's the
Pentacles,
Ace of Pentacles. That's what I thought. The Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords reversed, and
Page of Wands.
Page of Wands upright. You know, I think there could have been a life for you in Ireland, right? That's what it's about. I get the feeling that it may not have been a long life, that whatever it was may not have because I see a page here, and I feel that that page might be indicating that maybe you lived through possibly early adulthood at best, but not beyond that. I have nothing else to really qualify that except for maybe the tower here, which the tower sometimes could mean to me isolation. And so maybe, or institutions like hospitals, or, being maybe bedridden. The garden could indicate to me that, I don't know in Ireland if they had serious cases of things like in the US at certain points where there were tuberculosis outbreaks or things like that. But, that stands to mind for some reason when I'm seeing this, because the garden to me, you know how they used to treat tuberculosis back in the day, getting fresh air, putting people outdoors in the sun. And that's what I'm thinking of for some reason when I'm seeing this garden card with the tower.
Thank you, Jackie. I was going to say the same thing. And I like Firespawn's idea too. That is always possible
Oh,
too. Inverted court
I
cards
like
could mean
that.
the opposite gender. But yeah, when you were talking there and I said Ireland, potato famine. So I don't remember approximately that age. I think it was only around 100 to 125 years
The
ago. I'm
only
not sure.
reason I may not go with potato famine, well, or maybe, but it seems like you came from a family of some means here. When I'm looking at that coin, that page of
That's a good point.
Pentacles, I feel like that money was probably good. And what's the last card again?
The Page of Wands.
The Page of Wands. Money was probably good, and yeah, that's who I think you were. This, I don't think you were the Queen of Swords reversed. I think you were this Page of Wands, and I think you had a bright future before you, but that illness may have taken you out. And I think here too that maybe there were some bad decisions that were made either in your treatment or maybe some things that you yourself did as a young person that put you in a compromising situation that got you ill.
I would have to mostly agree with these. I feel like the
You
Queen
might
of,
have to. You might see another story here.
no, I see about the same story. The Queen of Swords does really feel like maybe decisions had to be made and people had to live with those results. I think I want to move forward and do the definitive yes or no.
Jackie, maybe we shared a life in Ireland.
Ooh,
I
there you go.
swear I have a past life in Ireland, but
Okay, so let's do that again with the idea of the yes or no.
oh,
And I'll
okay.
let you shuffle them too.
Well, I'm kind of leaning towards yes after seeing that reading,
I am
but
too, but I want to sort of see if the cards will
conflict.
change any of that at this point. Go ahead and shuffle two.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, Firespawn. I don't know if
Side
that's
of
exactly what I feel, but it's
interesting.
kind of close to that in a way. Did I say hi, Libra? Hi, we have you on the list.
Oh, hi, Raymond. I didn't see you come in.
And I put Raymond on the list too, but I asked if they could
You need to post
leave a
your
question.
question, Raymond, because you tend to disappear on us. So we're happy to put you on the list, but and it's not just you, so don't think I'm picking on you, because other people do that too. I'm just trying to remind you, we're happy to do the reading, but if you can't stay, leave your question. We'll do it, and you can wind back and listen to it. Are we getting close to the end, though?
Of what?
Of the list with how many readings?
Let's see, 17?
Yeah, I think we should close the list
I
because
think we
it's
should too.
already, we've
Okay,
got a
I'm
lot
going to
to
go
get
ahead
through.
and do it on the site here.
Yeah. And I'll get it eventually. You want me to pull the card? I put the cards together. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So it's on me.
What is it?
It will come to you naturally,
The
which
cups.
means I really feel yes. This is, this is a
It's the
yes.
Nine of Cups.
Cups are the yes, and the cups is a nine of cup. It's a nine of cups, and that means, what you're thinking, what you're wishing, or what you're believing, is probably true. It's probably true. I feel real pulled to Ireland as well. I can't explain it. And I know that I've also had a life in South America. Those are the two biggest draws, or in Central America, the biggest draws in my life, and Ireland. I know there's maybe been one other area in the world that I gravitate to, but these are the strongest pulls for me. So I think that's confirmation. I don't know if we've got the right beat on that life. And hey, that is not to say you didn't have more than one life there, right? Maybe you've had more
Yeah,
than,
that's a possibility too.
yeah.
Maybe even staying in the same family, more or less, with the bloodline. Very interesting.
All right. So interesting read, Jackie. Thanks for that question.
And thank you for Fire Spawn's participation in that. That was kind of cool thoughts there.
We appreciate it. So that's the kind of back and forth we like. Things that are constructive like that. And appreciate it.
You're welcome, Jackie.
And hey, we don't always have all the answers, but if it gets your mind ticking and thinking about these things, that's the real beauty of tarot and these readings in a way. So,
All right, Marita's up. I'm just looking for their question.
I'm going to get this out for
I've
next.
been offered a supply position with an agency, but I'm a bit nervous. If I accept, will I be able to do well? On the other hand, I am waiting for an answer from another job. What to do? Well, good for you. I'm so glad that you got a couple nibbles there. That's great. Let's see then. What deck do I want to use?
All right, I'm going to go back and look at that because I'll shuffle the cards, but let me think about how we want to do that.
A 2 and 2, maybe?
Maybe. A supply position. Bit nervous if I accept, will I be able to do it well? I'm waiting for an answer from another job. So we can do 2 and 2. We'll see what happens if you take the supply position and you're waiting for an answer from another job. We'll see what happens if you should wait for that, if the outcome might be good. We'll do that. We'll see what we get.
All right, I'm going to use my Legend Arthurian Tarot.
But remember, I've always said it's perfectly okay to accept a position from one job, and if another job does come through for you that you like better, you just got to do it. You just got to tell the one place goodbye and take the other one. Don't feel bad. Don't have regrets. This happens all the time in the business world.
It's happened to both of us, I think.
Yeah. Well, more. Yeah, I guess it did.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do 2 and 2.
Supply position's the first one.
Okay, so I have the 4 of Pentacles there. And the 2 of Spears. I think that's Swords. I'll check to be sure. And then over here in the other position, it's the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, these are Wands actually, and the reversed 8 of Wands. So that's a 3 of Wands. Yeah, upright, and that's the 8 of Wands reversed over there.
All right, let's just work with the one at a time here. I'll pull
Gotcha.
the Lenormand for the first one.
So the whip reappears.
With the letter.
With the letter. All right, so the supply position, our first card is the...
4 of Pentacles, you said.
Right, 4 of Pentacles.
Interesting read for you, I have to say. For this position, Marita, The Four of Pentacles maybe wants you to assess how valuable this position would be to you. Is it something that you really value and you really want to do? Is it something that can also either provide you with something of value? For example, about, more skills or more money, something that truly you value. That's what I think you have to think about here. And you have, what is that again? The Three of Wands?
That's the Two of Wands.
Oh, it's the Two of Wands. I
Yeah,
thought you
I'm
said
sorry.
three.
I said Three of Wands before, but it's actually the Two of
And you
Wands.
had said that in the beginning too, so you
I
did.
know.
So,
I'm
okay, Two
sorry.
of Wands, that's okay. So, I mean, I think here that you're wondering if this is just something that could be, a new adventure, something that you could gain some new experiences from, even if it's just getting something, on your resume going forward. It might be worth the effort to do it. But I think you're really going to have to decide if this one is of value to you. And it looks like they're looking for a quick response from you. When I see the whip, is that the whip or the broom?
It's the whip.
Okay. When I see the whip, I think to myself that they might want a quick response from you on this
Whip
one.
in the letter, yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Um, I like what you said there about the Four of Pentacles, and I think that, another thing that maybe you value is a flexibility too that it might give you, because I think you've mentioned children before, you have some sort of household. And of course, I kind of see that maybe with the Two of Wands, the idea that, you want to broaden, but you have situations too. So that lends itself to the idea of you making that examination. What values are there? Flexibility of hours or situations that, engender new skills, learning things like that. But you may have to make this quick decision. You probably have mentioned it in a way already. So I agree with that. I think that's pretty solid there. We can move on to the next set of cards. So once the Queen of Pentacles and the reversed Eight of Wands. And what do you got there? So our foxy friend shows up again. Sorry. And so does our snaky friend. Except snakes aren't always a friend.
No, they're not in this deck anyway. Well, okay. So we have the Queen, is that the Queen of
Pentacles.
Pentacles? There could be more money or better, something that makes you, that feels like more of an elevation to you in this other job that you're waiting for, or that you feel might put you in a better position. But you're wondering too if this is going to be too much stress, or you'll burn out at this job, or that you're not sure you're going to be able to focus enough on this job with other things in your life.
Well, the reversed Eight of Wands could be saying that you might have to wait longer.
Oh,
There's an energy thing, or maybe you're not hitting a target of sorts. You're not going where you really want.
I'm also thinking here because sometimes the Eight of Wands is about communication and it's reversed. And so I'm wondering here if you really are going to hear back from them. Maybe there's some question about that. Whereas this one, it looks like they want you. This one, it's not a sure thing. That's what I would say right now. This might put you in a better position, but it's not necessarily a sure thing.
You have the fox and the snake to deal with too.
Ooh, and I haven't even gotten to that yet.
I know, yeah.
And the fox and the snake might indicate to me that there may be something not quite upfront about this job. For example, maybe they already have somebody in mind for it, but they're going through the motions of they
Yeah,
have to post the
something
position.
deceptive perhaps, or not
Yeah.
exactly faithful.
This happens, at least in our country. I have been involved in that kind of situation where you apply for something because they put it out there. They have to interview some people, but they really already know who they want and they've already made their selection. But because of different standards that companies have, they have to go through the motions. I'm almost feeling that energy here, but it may be, something else where they're being a little bit deceptive or not upfront about everything.
So that also says that if an offer actually did come true, especially after you accepted and started with the supply company, you might want to really think about it, examine it, because it could be easy come, easy go. It may avail you to take this job to move from it. But on the other hand, maybe there's something that's not quite kosher, as they say, a little bit of communication that isn't exactly fulfilling.
What's the last? Oh, it's that three. It's that two of wands. Well,
This one, yeah. Mhm.
I think you might be successful there, but I can't help but wonder if you'll want to stay there long term. I think you might have some success there, but maybe you'll be looking for something else eventually because that's that two
Yeah.
of wands there.
And it could even be within that company. That could be
It could
saying that
be,
maybe there's
could be.
a way forward, because the two of wands does sound like that, like sort of like I'm firm, I'm supplied, I'm in my thing, but I see some other possibilities that are interesting.
And the Four of Pentacles is holding on to something. So in my mind, it's not a really negative card in the sense where I'm seeing it here. In my mind, that kind of means to me that you could hold on to this job. In other words, you would be working, they would be, how do I want to say this? They would accept the way you're working on the job. They would think you're doing fine. So I think you could handle it eventually. Everybody in the beginning kind of flounders as they get used to the routine, the kind of work, the things that they have to do, the pace of the work. So, they do give a little bit of leeway in the beginning for you to blend in. So I wish you luck with those
Good luck, Marita.
choices. Good luck with that.
I think you should know what to do here. Yes. Yes, I agree with that,
I'd say so. I mean, we're just tarot readers here. Ultimately, you have to feel that way. You have to feel safe in taking that job. If you have a lot of doubts and fears, maybe you want to think twice. But if you're thinking more confidently, if you're sure this is good for you, at least in the short term, why not go for it? And why not give yourself that
You're
chance
welcome,
and that
Marita.
opportunity?
So, Jackie, this is the back of the Legend Tarot. It's kind of got that little labyrinth kind of thing there. And then this is a different card, but I think you would like it. It's the world. They call it the universe. And it looks like a spiritual being dancing through the Stonehenge. They call it the Giant's Dance. So I'm not particularly familiar with Arthurian legend enough to say, oh, I know what that story's about. But they are based on stories from the Arthur myth cycle. Alrighty.
You're welcome, Marita.
Yes, indeed.
I wish you luck with that.
Good luck. All right.
Sometimes we'll never know, unless we try something and we risk failure. So there is that too. And there are times in life where we just can't take that risk for whatever reasons. But if you're in a position of taking the risk on yourself, Marita, then I would say do it.
All right, and here's Fire Spawn.
Hi, Fire Spawn.
Will Ben eventually acknowledge me on social media? It's a professional situation. I'm not trying to cross boundaries. He's a cool guy, so I would like if he acknowledges in some way.
Okay.
All right. Fair.
And we'll do a yes no on that if this seems
vague. Damn social media. Yeah, I think we've all been there a little bit. And I'm just going to remind everybody that, of course, we're back Thursday. Our Thursday shows from 7 to 9 p.m. Pretty much doing the same thing that we're doing now, just getting those questions. It tends to be a little less busy, so we could have a little more time with people, but that doesn't mean you should waste your time getting here. Once we are in that final half an hour, no matter how many readings we have left, we're going to probably think it's time to get ready to close down. So, a word to the wise.
Okay. So let's see what Ben is up to here.
What has Ben up to? That's a song I can't sing.
Six of Pentacles, upright. Oh.
That song by Michael Jackson about the rat named Ben.
Seven of Swords, upright.
Ooh, that looks like
Wow, hey.
Downey Jr. Look at that. I swear it looks like Robert Downey Jr. Nope.
Six of Wands, upright.
Holy tomatoes.
Yeah, we have some interesting card combos today, I have to say.
I like this one. I've seen a similar one to that. Okay, so over here, return performance by the Star
Ah,
and the Whip.
the Whip.
The Whip telling the Star to move a little faster. Whoa.
Well, okay. The Six of Pentacles is like the sense here of wanting to be treated equally, almost like peer to peer. You know what I mean? I know you think they're kind of cool, and you want to kind of also, be considered, by this person as sort of an equal, as a peer to peer, not somebody who, would treat you as somebody beneath them or above them or vice versa. Strive for some balanced communications with this person. It's really funny because in what we do, we've attracted all types of people to our social medias of various sorts, authors, illustrators, tarot creators, fiction, nonfiction, people who dabble into politics and different things and have various levels of and I treat everybody the same, and that's just it. I try to make people feel comfortable, and I don't want to, and that's what I think this card is about here, is treating everybody on an equal, even level. And I think that puts them a little bit at ease too. So I almost feel like maybe that might be at play here, and that maybe if you go that route, they might acknowledge you. The seven of oh wait, that was not reversed; it was upright.
Yeah, they're all upright.
Yeah. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it looked reversed to me. Anyway, they're all upright. Seven of Swords kind of indicates to me that there may be some. This person may have to have to see more of you or speak more of you before they acknowledge you. I'm wondering about that. Maybe they are behind the scenes noticing you, but haven't come out with that yet.
I'm sort of getting a different idea, and this is kind of a gestalt here. Are they possibly thinking you might outshine them in certain ways?
Yeah.
And so they're a little guarded about that they sort of don't want you to become too much of a star. I don't know if that's appropriate in the context here. But I sort of get that as a gestalt, the idea of, values from the six of, what is that? The Six of Wands or the
Six of Wands.
Okay, so it's the Six of Wands. So yeah, it's the accolades kind of thing.
Well, it's victory or support.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I almost feel here like this person, even if they aren't acknowledging you right now, they appreciate the support and you're being there. I just feel like there may be some victory for you here in continuing to dialogue and do what you do. Maybe you will find you'll get the recognition or the notice and the attention from this person that you're hoping to get. That just seems like a very positive outcome to me.
I like what you said about, the Seven of Swords and that, kind of stealth factor. So
Hey, hi.
you might be right.
We
Since
will, you know what, Shirley? We did close our list, but I'm going to add you to it.
Victorious is kind of bailing because they're expecting company. So
Okay.
if Victorious is giving up their spot, then we can just throw Shirley in there at the end.
Well, if Victoria's left a question, we can still do it, but
They said they were distracted. I don't
okay.
remember if they left one or not.
Okay.
But okay, that's fine then. I had already mentioned that we probably couldn't do it, but I'm looking for Victorious.
Well, I've added you, Shirley, so no problem. But the list is closed officially now, so
Yeah,
Mr. O
all right.
doesn't shoot me down. All right.
Well, I guess it is fire spawn. I think the overall idea is that probably in time some of this might alleviate, and actually it won't even be a lot of time. It sort of seems like maybe the whip would give us a quicker resolution that would probably, I mean, maybe there's, you know, a way that they want to do this that they're not being really upfront about, and that they're going to be real magnanimous, you know, the star, you know, kind of idea there. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, the star and
The whip.
the whip kind of, well, it kind of indicates to me that maybe you'll get that attention sooner than you think. But be careful here because sometimes the whip can be tricky. In other words, I would say here, you know, keep it on a level playing field. You know, like I said here with this the seven of pentacles, or six of pentacles, I'm sorry. Keep it on a level playing field here and don't push it too hard to try to get that attention that you're looking for.
All right.
It may pay, and I think it will pay off at some point.
You're welcome.
So good luck with that.
Good luck with that. I'm happy if you like that.
I think they do support it overall. I do.
And yes, the list is closed. I know somebody
Oh, sorry,
came in but left.
Alina.
Check us out on Thursday if you can. We tend to be.
And come early, but Sundays get really filled up fast. Even before we started, we had what, 6, 7 people, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sundays can be tight.
All right, so Empress is up, and that's going to be my deck.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Fire Spawn. Well, my son took me out for dinner yesterday. It was great. I got to talk to him about some cyber security concerns I was having and also some computer issues. So he was helpful with that. And we had a great dinner out and conversation. So I appreciated all of that. I should follow his cybersecurity advice more carefully. He was looking at some of the passwords I create and was a little grudging with me about some of them. So,
All right, so Empress asks, can you guys please tell me what my person's ex did to them or said to them, which makes them have heartbreak and emotionally drained?
yes, he is our only child. And he's given us an absolutely beautiful, intelligent, gorgeous granddaughter. Him and his wife. They're, you know, we just love them all to death. We do. So.
For some strange reason, she decided to make me a most excellent batch of pancakes, a couple pancakes. She didn't have to do that, but it was wonderful. They were really tasty.
I also brought him home something from, but my son paid for it. But he said, "This is your day." But we
Go ahead, Princess. Change your question.
we brought him, or he bought him some of his favorite soup from the Thai restaurant. So, and I was to remind him that he'll be taken out for Father's Day.
He's going to take me out for real.
Ah, silly. Our grandchild is college bound now. She's in college. We got to see her graduate a year ago and see her in her beautiful prom attire. She looked like such an angel. Oh my gosh, they grow up so fast.
He's a good kid. He's a very good kid. I'm sure we'll have a great meal. So yes, Frances, you can rewrite your question if you wish. We haven't gotten to you, so of course. And we're on Empress, and Empress,
Oh, did I not?
I know, I want to read the
Sorry.
question again. It's okay. Sometimes I have to read it a couple times before it sinks in.
Sometimes that happens.
Right. Did the ex of your person kind of mess with them a little bit, say something, or did something that has drained them or left them emotionally upset? All right, I think I got that. First card. Eight of Cups reversed. Ooh, I think we're getting a story here. Five of Cups upright. Seven of Pentacles reversed. And the cards are kind of more of a black and white, semi-grayscale image. I'm kind of thinking that they did some emotional baggage on them of some sort. The Eight of Cups reversed, maybe they felt like they told me, you'll never be free of me, you'll never be able to move on from me, or
Oh,
something.
wow, that is a good point. Yeah.
Something will always kind of hold you to me in a way.
Well, I do feel like this person seems to not want to, well, or your person seems to not want to let go of this. I'm
Okay.
almost looking at it that way, and that might be, the problem is sometimes we just are very slow to move away from situations, even if they're not good for us.
So there's a codependency.
Maybe they feel there's something left unfinished here, or that they still could make the situation better, that there's some reason to hold on. But let's see,
Five of Cups.
Five of Cups. But we can see here quite clearly that this whole situation is not making them feel very happy. They're feeling remorseful. They feel like they have lost something, or this has devastated them in some way. There's a lot of disappointment and sorrow, and they're not realizing that you know, they are worthy of so much better. I mean, there are cups that are spilled over, generally in the Five of Cups, talking about dwelling on what is lost, instead of looking at what remains in your life and what you have going for you, and that you deserve better than being treated that way.
So to some degree, the person is letting it happen to themselves. They may have some codependent feelings that makes them feel guilty, like they shouldn't leave them totally, or that they're very conflicted over that. And this person may be taking advantage of that, but your person has free will too. They have to decide for themselves to just really push on here. That Five of Cups maybe is saying they are having a harder time with that, because maybe that other person does pull the strings a little bit on inflicting guilt of some sort. But I think the Seven of Pentacles is a good card for them to finally maybe figure out that nothing is going to change unless they focus on the changes they want to happen, moving away from that relationship. So once again, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm wondering, Empress, if this really depends on this person finding some gumption or some willpower to really, pull themselves in that better direction.
The Seven of Pentacles is upright, correct?
Yes. No, it's
Oh,
reversed.
it is reversed. Well, it is time for them to really make the decision. Should they stay or should they go? They really should realize that, a lot more work and effort is going to be needed to make this right, if it's even possible. So, they have to decide if it is worth their time and energy to do it, or if it is better off for them to move on. And again, when I look at it, it's interesting when we got the Lenormand here, Mr. O.
The anchor. Ooh. The bouquet.
It's like, where do they want to anchor themselves to find the most joy in their life? Do they want to anchor them to a situation that has hurt them? Do they really think it can turn around and bring them joy? Are they there, or are they holding out because of some past happiness and joy that they've had with this person, and just with the hopes that they can bring that back again? So I really feel, I wish I could give you a more definite answer, but I would say that I think this is all still up in the air. They really can't make their mind up. They're very confused. Eventually, they may choose to leave, I feel, but I don't think they're there yet. I'm not really sure that they're there yet.
It's hard to say that I see something here that suggests you should do something in particular. The only thing I would say would be, just if you really want this person in your life, that you have to keep making that clear.
Right.
And that maybe things that sort of try to make them feel a certain way, they have to arrive at those feelings themselves. So you may be able to say things about their ex, but they really have to kind of come to some of this themselves in a way. And I'm not really sure how to advise you to do that with them.
Well, we'll do the quick yes no for you and see what it says.
Okay.
Let's try
Will
it.
they move on from them? So that's good. That's really what you need to know. All right.
It's really, it is what you need to know, but the cards were like, they're not really totally made up their minds yet. So let's see what we get out of that.
Okay, so we will both shuffle there.
Yeah. Might tell us at least which way they are leaning.
And our Sun Man has joined us. That's what we call him, for those who haven't seen him before. This hulking big orange cat. Sunny. He's such a big baby. Okay.
I'm sorry I did
That's
that
okay.
again.
First card.
I guess it's on me. All right. It is the Six of Pentacles reversed.
It will come with a price. And the Six of Pentacles reversed, they will probably really have to learn the hard way. And that means that maybe they lose things that make them feel comfortable, make them feel protected, make them feel belonged.
Well, I feel they're in a place right now where they definitely are at a disadvantage, or they're being treated very unfairly, but they, and that's the price they pay if they're willing to stay there. If they're willing to move on, they may feel right now it's not worth the effort to move on right now. And I think they're making a bad decision here. Will they move on? It will come with a price. I think what will happen here is they're going to have a hard time. I think maybe they could move on because it says it will come with a price. They could move on, but it's not certain.
It's the sense of regrets that they may carry, the sense of a baggage, like they feel that
there it is,
that they lost something, or that they lost something of value. And so that's what the problem is they'll do that, but they'll maybe will feel they lost something of value.
Gosh, or yes, or they may measure you up to the previous relationship. I'm wondering about that. So it's like maybe it will come with a price if they leave, and that price is that they're carrying a lot of baggage from what they've just went through. And
Yeah.
so it could affect you and how they treat you going forward. So I want you to consider that. It may happen, but I think there's going to be some baggage that they're not going to be able to let go of very easily that could impact how they relate to you. So good luck with that. I hope
And,
that helps. Maybe,
and
this is a question you can ask a little further down the road if nothing has changed. Okay? So good luck
you're
with that.
welcome, Empress. And when you repost the list, make sure you take Victoria's name off.
Oh,
Victoria's name,
certainly.
right.
Okay.
And we have about 10 readings to do in this half hour, but we're doing it. You're very welcome, Empress. We wish you luck. Keep
Okay,
in
so
touch. Let us know.
Victoria's definitely left.
Yeah,
Okay.
they said they were leaving and they never left us a question because I guess they were expecting company for Mother's Day. So we'll catch up with
Oh, I
Victoria's
saw
next
the
time.
person on the list there. It's Alicia's turn. How
Hey,
did I do that? I
Alicia,
got
and I know you left us a
torn.
question too.
I cut that off.
Yeah, go right ahead and come back in a week or two and ask. You can
Yeah,
absolutely ask again.
I think so. I think the cards really are questionable right now. They're still in a kind of bad spot. That's not to say we might get a different answer. A lot of times we do, but sometimes we don't. So give it at least a couple weeks, okay?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for rephrasing it. I had just looked at it, but that's great. Checking in on work bids. So let's see. That's going to be your deck. You're very welcome.
Sonny, you're so adorable.
And I'll just mention too that, of course, we had a wonderful Material Matters this morning. If you're interested in your possible financial information for the week ahead, it's time stamped by your zodiac sign. So you can just click on it. It's in the more part, hit more, and you'll see the timestamps. Check it out. We're usually pretty popular with that reading. People like what they're getting.
Sonny wants the card. I don't know why it's reversed.
Whoops.
Well, you got the Ace of Wands reversed, Alicia, first card. But let's see if we can work through this. Ah, we have the Knight of Cups upright. And we have the Four of Pentacles upright. So it took a turn, a more positive turn. Oh, but
But
that
we
is
have the
not.
mountain, which could be an rogue agent, and we also have the cross.
Well, Mr. O,
Mr.
talk
Oh,
about raining on parades.
I didn't want to.
I know. Well, checking on bids. It seems as though at least something that you were really hoping to come through for you is going to be delayed, or there's some disappointment. Possibly it just does not happen. So,
It's probably a newer bid, and maybe it's one that indicates a particular level of growth you were interested in, but there may be a delay going on with this one.
right, you did say bids plural. So I do
Right.
think something that you were hoping would come through is absolutely a non starter. That's what I would say. I like to look at well, I don't like to look at it, but if I got to look at the Ace of Wands reversed some way, I usually look at it as a thumbs down. So it's a thumbs down to some bid here. However,
However,
there may be something of value to you, something that you really value and are looking forward to that may come through for you. Or it may be something else that you realize has some value attached to it, some extra value added to this bid, and you're going to want to pursue that.
the
I feel that because of the four and that Knight of Cups here. It'll bring you joy to work on this project because you think this is a valuable either experience for you or there's really something more positive to be gained by going forward with it. So I'm kind of seeing a mixed bag here for sure.
right, the Knight of Cups would be something else, perhaps, or a couple something else's. You're moving towards, something appreciable. You really have good feelings about this. And I think it is that Four of Pentacles there. I think it is the idea that some things are going to pay off, that you're going to feel like you are acquiring something. So something is working out, maybe more than one something. We don't know exactly how many, but I'm going to guess that there's at least two or more.
Well, and I will say that I don't know, Alicia, if this is talking about your present conditions right now, the Lenormand, or maybe the future. And right now, so many things are going on in the economy in the U.S. It's really, difficult to really pinpoint what the problem may be here. But you've got the crossing, you've got the mountains, and I feel here that if you haven't been feeling like a lot of stress or pressure uh, and challenges right now with your work situation or with bids either coming through or not coming through. You feel like things have slowed. You feel like your work has been, or generating jobs and bids has been a challenge right now, or it may be heading that way in the future. So anything that looks like a positive that is coming along and looks like it has growth potential or potential to have some added value to you, take it on. Take it on, even if there is some challenges attached to that one, because I think going forward, things might be getting a little bit more rocky in time. If you haven't been experiencing that already, if you have, it's possible this thing is coming along that might change that for you.
Another thing about that Four of Cups that strikes me is that, and I think it kind of dovetails towards what you just said about Lenormand, is maybe one of these opportunities gives you a chance to save money or to acquire money. I said acquisition, but I think it's also about being able to save money to sort of be able to make future investments with it somehow. And I think that's remarkable, perhaps because it is feeling like you're picking that or you're hoping that comes through, because what these imply is what Banshee said, that, moving a little further down the line, we are seeing some possibility of financially things being harder to get through.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been rocky now. Yeah. In a way, I sort of felt like the tarot could represent possibilities in the future, and the Lenormand maybe
yeah.
what it is right now, or now ish.
It's been rocky now. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I'm wondering. I think there might be something that will come through that will
Uh-huh.
have some extra benefit for you. So, I'm so
Keep hope alive.
sorry. It
Yeah.
does seem like the economy is just, for whatever reasons, really rough right now. And you're not alone here. I know some people who are struggling to find work, and it's a challenging environment right now, especially for people who are in businesses for themselves or small businesses. And in the small business case, it's probably in the area of what the tariffs and different things like that might be doing. And so I really wish you luck. I hope you can get through this. I see, like I said, a mixed bag here. I think something may happen and develop. So just keep trying, keep going for it, and hopefully something will happen soon. I wish you luck with
Smaller
that.
smaller businesses are more increasingly in the situation where they have to try to promote loyalty and try to get people to just be loyal, for the sake of them being a smaller
Well, not
business.
just that, find ways to attract
You're welcome.
customers in this challenging environment where everybody is watching their money, how they spend it, who they spend it on, where they spend it, all of that. It's just a tough, tough time right now. I see that in some of the readings I do in my Material Matters show as well. So
All right,
good luck
thank
with
you.
that.
Good luck. And you're welcome.
Alrighty. Kara's up.
Kara
And I
is
know
up.
you posted something, Kara, a couple parts there. I'll check it out. I saw it, I noted some of it, but I gotta refresh myself.
Does Odin like my new mask?
Oh, jeez, Mr. O.
I tease him.
You make me angry.
Oh,
I thought it was kind of cool, Kara.
I liked it. It made you look real Viking-like.
Okay, is my friend going to visit in July like she said the last time? And she didn't. We're supposed to get tattoos, but if she ain't coming, I'm going blonde with pink hair, like Samantha Fox. Today she said she's sending a belated birthday pack, thinking she's using that as a ploy for not showing up. Uh-oh. Well, let's ask about the not showing up part. We'll definitely see what that's about. Um, if we have to do a yes no because it's not clear, we will do so. I seem to remember that last year. Did you ask about that last year? Because that sounds familiar to me. Like that you asked if they were going to show up. I don't remember what we told you, if it's true, but or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I could be thinking of somebody else. Sounds like you may have a fair weather friend there.
All right. So I'm just going to throw the three cards and see what impressions we get. And then, of course, like Banshee said, we could do the definitive yes no if we don't feel we have a good answer. So here's the Queen of Stakes. And so, by the way, I'm using the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tarot. I like this
Queen of
deck.
what?
Stakes.
Oh,
So those are wands, and that's reversed. Queen of Wands
what are
reversed.
swords in the deck?
I don't know. And here is the reversed Five of Chalices. That would be cups. And then they are scythes.
Ah, okay.
Because Buffy had a scythe.
Oh boy.
The upright three of scythes. So Heartbreak Hotel, Kara.
Well, I don't know. And then I've got this, but we'll see how that fits.
Hope Springs Eternal. Fish on Friday.
Fish on Friday. Well, the Queen of Wands reversed indicates that, they like to draw attention. Well,
She talks big.
she talks big, but she doesn't maybe follow through. That she might be short on the follow through. When it comes to finally doing what she says she's going to do, she's hiding back in the shadows, or maybe she's ghosting. There's multiple sides to this Queen of Wands, depending on some of the cards that it gets paired with. And, when I look at what is that again?
Five of Cups reversed.
Five of Cups reversed. It just seems to me that, well, I don't know.
I think she would like to get together, but I'm wondering if the energy of the Queen of Wands reverse says she's just curtailed at this time. Either she can't pull it together for any number of reasons, financially or schedule wise, or some other obligation in the way. Not sure.
Well, no, this is so tough. This is so tough. I
Right, because maybe you've just head to the Three of
Yeah,
Swords.
because the Three of Swords is here. I think you're going to be disappointed in what's going on here. I think that she's probably not going to come in July. And I think that there's reasons for this. She may be off onto new adventures and opportunities, other relationships that are taking priority in her life right now. I wonder when I see that, that there's other things that are on her plate. The five of cups
It's
reversed.
a man, baby.
It could be. I hate to always stereotype that way, but a lot of times it could have to be a man. It could be another woman. But when somebody is involved in another relationship, let's put it that way, sometimes other ones get short shrift, and they just put you on the back burner.
We've
They're
had,
promises and maybe good intention, but the follow through just isn't there.
everybody wants, something special in their lives, and sometimes people feel like they have to go along with a plan, even if it's not totally their own plan. And that pertains especially to relationships. Sometimes people feel like, love the one you're with.
So, and it might make sense here, and I feel that broken heart is used. So, you've already been burned once. So, the way I look at it is take things with a grain of salt. Um, Keep that door open for July, but anticipate or just realize that that may or may not happen and that you should be okay with that because I feel here in a way that maybe they've just bit off more than they can chew right now. Maybe they have too much going on in their life and they don't want to admit it. Or maybe
Well, I think this could also be a sign to say too that maybe you'll figure out what to do in July or whenever for yourself and you'll enjoy it. I mean, maybe another opportunity shows up that's for you.
I like that too for
Or
the
you do
Lenormand.
you do the tattoo thing on your own or something else.
I could say that. I mean, I could say that maybe the Lenormand is here to say is, you can create your own happiness and good, plentiful, good, positive opportunities for yourself if you don't just hold out on her coming to see you in July. So, in other words, keep the door open, but, don't limit yourself based on hoping this will happen because it may not. It just looks to me right now like it may not.
But we'd love to know if we were wrong.
Yeah.
So let us know.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Kara.
All right. That was interesting, though.
Okay, we got to get a move on, dear.
See, Amazon. We're doing fine. We're going to a little overtime. It's pretty clear.
Well, it's not like we have anywhere to go, right?
Don't worry, guys. I will celebrate my Mother's Day with a margarita after
Oh, I thought we
after we're
would go to
done.
Zorba's.
I didn't think we were going out
I
today.
know, I didn't either.
I still have leftover Thai food.
I don't got anything.
Well, didn't I have something that you didn't eat yesterday?
That's true.
I mean, it's a little small, but we could figure something else out. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We could get a margarita. Hey, are we really going to eat out at Mother's?
I can't imagine Zorba's would have a crowd
That is true, but why would I want to eat my Mother's Day there?
because you're worth it. Oh, okay. I guess we're not going anywhere. Zorba's is kind of like
Well, it's an okay place to eat.
it's
It's
okay, but
okay.
it's not really like like where you go for Mother's Day. Let's just
Where you take somebody you love and appreciate.
Siama wants a general reading.
Not that I'm highfalutin, or anything. All right. I just think Mother's Day is a bad day to eat
Your
out.
cards. I agree.
I'm almost wondering if I need my asthma medication. I'm borderline having a issue.
Yeah, you're coughing a lot. like you
No, it's
say.
not so much coughing, it's like a blockage.
I
It's a
understand.
blockage.
I
I
understand.
can't clear.
I have been there. When you
But I'm still breathing okay, so it's allergy season. Okay, what was the question again?
general reading,
Get the general. That's what I sort of thought. General, general. What's going on?
hmm,
The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is reversed. The Ace of Wands is upright. Wow. Some pretty cards. I really like this deck.
they're
I'm glad
pretty.
I got it. The wheel. The wheel is upright.
Yeah, this is a good reading.
Well,
Here we
for
have the
the most
garden
part.
and the bouquet.
That's the garden
Yep,
and the
and
bouquet.
that's the bouquet.
Well, you know, the Six of Swords reverse sometimes says we stay in conditions that maybe aren't necessarily good for us when we should consider moving on. So I don't know if that's the case for you right now, Siama, that you're in a you're in a condition or a particular state right now that is not really good for you and you really. But I have good news for you. That may be about to change because new opportunities for growth or for you to move forward with in a certain area of your life are coming. Whether you're looking for a new relationship or whether you're looking for a new job, a career path, something is going to open up for you. That Ace of Wands, you've got that one upright. That's a thumbs up from the universe. So it's saying here, that you really wish you feel like you might be stagnating right now or stuck in a place that's not that good for you. Things are about to change and it looks like it's changing for the better. That's the Wheel of Fortune. This is a fortuitous time to invite new opportunities for growth into your life.
The cards really could read like a past, present, future without us knowing for sure. It could be saying,
Could you just put the card thing up? I'm going to get up. I have to take care of my lungs. Thank
it,
you.
it could be saying that you're moving away from a situation where maybe you felt like there were troubles that were keeping you somewhere, but an opportunity for growth or an opportunity for something to begin that changes the script in a way that puts you into something else, an opportunity. I see that because maybe the Wheel of Fortune is also there saying, some good change of luck is happening. So I think like good luck is coming to change a status quo that you thought you couldn't exactly move away from, that maybe an opportunity to grow in a direction you hadn't seen before is showing up. And I sort of feel that's supported by the Lenormand, the idea of a bouquet and a garden. The bouquet is a gift of some sort or something that's bringing joy to you. And the garden is maybe our involvement in community or in the public in some way. So I think this could be talking about, like Banshee said, the possibility of a new job or something that maybe moves you into a new situation. Maybe you're going to go back to school. Maybe you're involved with people in your neighborhood or your worship group. But it seems to be something like that. So while I'm waiting for Banshee to return, I will mention that happy hour is this next week at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday. Join us as we give a single card for each person in the chat room, indicating, positivity, good luck, maybe even a message from the divine. Also, check out my emotional exchanges Friday mornings with a reading that's good for the week ahead. It's good for every sign of the zodiac. And I like to do a reading where I can indicate what is that actual loving or good, joyful vibration coming to you, the vibe for the week. And then the bottom card, will you be lucky in love, romance, etc.? So, we believe Banshee is on her way back here. And I'm about talked out. Maybe it's my turn to go away.
Well, hold on. So, the garden and the what again?
The garden and the bouquet.
The garden and the bouquet indicates to me that there is something, you're going to find some joy out there. I just want to say, you're going to find some joy through connecting and communicating, networking with others. This will bring some of the joy and happiness and possibly this new opportunity your way. It just all looks really pretty positive, as I'm sure Mr. O has also suggested.
It does.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happening in the week ahead, but you know what? If you're looking for a job, you're looking for a relationship, mingle. Get out there with people, network with people, try to get some ideas of opportunities. If you're looking for jobs from peers or people, either if it's fellow students or mentors, whatever the case may be. This looks really, really positive for you, Siama. Good luck with that.
And that's what we have for you, Siama. Thank you.
There's positive vibes whenever the wheel comes up, but with the wheel and the Ace of Wands, I think that's pretty positive. More Christine. Well, sorry about that. That took a chunk of time, but I think I'm better, and I brought my asthma spray if I need it. I've already used it once, so I think I'll be okay. It's just got to clear up a little bit now.
What does Spirit want Christine to know?
Okay. Haven't had to use that in a while, so
This one?
my asthma spray.
Oh, I see.
So I really rarely get attacks anymore, but this is the season. If I'm going to get them, it's going to be now.
I'm going to use the Universal Folk Tarot for Christine's question.
I like that, Doc.
What does Spirit want Christine to know?
So that's my reading, I guess, right? You do?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. We haven't done it yet this time around. First card. It's the reversed King of Cups.
The reversed King of Cups. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Spirit want you to know? Now is the time to be the master over your emotions instead of letting your emotions rule you. This is also a time to not allow, situations or people to to close you down emotionally. I mean, this is to say, be 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 in control when you express yourself emotionally. I think that's what it's trying to say here.
It's possible that there's a situation where you might feel you need to express tough love with somebody, or that maybe there's a little bit of spite going on and there's somebody who you normally get along okay with. I don't know that they're a close person to you, but for some reason maybe they've annoyed or bothered you, and maybe you're feeling like, you would rather be a little bit bitter or mean to them. And that's what Spirit wants you to know is that maybe you're feeling this way. Maybe Spirit is saying you can justify this, or maybe Spirit is saying you might want to check those feelings a little bit and decide if this is really in your best interest to do that. But I guess that might be in the next card. Why
Why
is this
is this
important?
important?
And it is the Empress reversed.
Oh, wow. Well, because ah, let me think about this a minute. Do you want to go ahead?
Sure,
I just
whatever the situation is, it might be something that maybe somebody criticized you for something about yourself, like maybe that they didn't think you were as friendly to them, or that they felt you were withdrawn or something like that, not maybe realizing that you needed a little time alone. I'm sort of thinking like this is a self-care situation where maybe somebody misinterpreted your need for self-care to feel like you were treating them differently, and so you might have to consider how you rectify that. It doesn't seem like you should just rush to them and say, oh no, this is what was really happening. You might have to think of a way. You got something different.
I don't know. I'm thinking about this a lot, and I'm wondering here, is there some situation or person, Christine, that may feel they're not getting enough of your attention, or maybe they're trying to get your attention in the wrong manner here. Um, Also, I'm thinking too that whatever the situation is, it just seems like it may be involving others. And you got to be careful how you handle it. Like Mr. O brought up tough love before when he was talking about the King of Cups reversed. And I'm wondering here if, maybe that's it. Maybe you got to exhibit you got to read somebody the riot act, basically. And in doing so, though, you got to be careful not to be too hard on them. I just almost feel like this is possibly you with another person, or vice versa, that it could be somebody being too hard on you, and you're getting the brunt of that right now, which is why you have to control your emotions.
No, I'm sorry, Ari, but we're almost at the
Yeah.
closing point of the show, and we
Yeah.
still have a number of readings to do, so we can't take you today. We're sorry.
Yeah, there would be no way. We apologize. Sorry about that.
Sorry. All right, so where will this lead to, Christine? Ooh, it's the Lovers reversed, and I'm just thinking at the face of it, it may be that it leads to you making a hastier decision and you want to, that you can't really make a really nuanced decision. And so you might want to watch for this. I don't know if this is really, true, but you might make a decision where you choose something that you're going to regret in the future. And I don't know if that's how you chose to deal with the person or where this decision will take you.
Well, it's either you or it's, this, or maybe in you trying to, get through to somebody and make sure they're going to do the right thing, it leads them to do the opposite. I just think here we can't only control our own actions and our own behavior. We're not going to be able to control what they ultimately do. We can try our best, but sometimes, oh my goodness. Sometimes that's just, not going to work.
So in the Lenormand, we show the house and the lady. And I almost wonder if like maybe this is, interpersonal, within your family, your kids.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm not sure what this relates to. Like I said, it could be something up and coming, and Spirit wants you to know about it. It looks here like whatever you do here, you have to make sure you stay in your comfort zone,
Yeah.
Don't allow anybody or any situation to pull you out of your comfort zone and to make you act out in ways that you don't normally would not normally act out.
The situation is important enough for you to realize that you need to take care of yourself.
Could this be a family matter? Maybe.
Maybe.
It could be. Or it could be involving just people that you are close to. just realize here that you have to you have to be in control of your emotions right now. And if somebody else is acting out, if it's somebody else, you know, don't let them don't let them do make you do or say something that you might regret.
Right, trying to push you into a decision you don't
Push
want to make.
buttons
Yeah.
and make you make bad decisions. That's true too with the lovers. Yeah, I should say that. I don't know. It's a very weird reading this time, Christine. It may hold value to you, and maybe it's just a little bit off this
Maybe
week.
we
I'm not
struck out.
sure.
I don't know.
But I wish you luck with that.
Good luck. Thanks for coming. All right, so we're on Cherry Blossom. Hey, Cherry.
Oopsie. All right.
Do you want me to find that question?
Ah, I can.
What's coming towards me that I'm not aware of? Okay.
All right, that can be my reading.
And it's your cards.
Yeah. I'm gonna save that one. Yeah. Oh, let's do this one again.
Excuse me.
This deck is going to be out of the mix soon. I want to bring in some other decks soon. We're still using these for our cards of the day this week, though. Oh, Page of Cups upright. So, what don't you know that you need to know? Well, Cherry B, it could be that some invitation is coming your way, possibly an offer of some sort. It could be something you're passionate about. It could definitely be love related. It could be it's something that in some way will bring you joy and happiness.
It's a possibility of a connection with either a person or a situation that will bring you joy. It's not clear if it's somebody you already know or not. It could be that maybe this is connecting with somebody that you already know, but now at a more bonding level. But it's good. If it's not that, something is coming to bring you joy, and I guess you don't expect it.
Well, I mean, somebody could invite you to an event maybe that you've always wanted to attend and it's
Thanks, Christine.
happy. It could be about love. It could even be about something you're passionate about. If you're looking for a job, something comes up that maybe somebody, calls you for an interview.
It
It
feels
could
like there's
be.
a sense of intuition involved too. Like you sort of are expecting something good here, even though you're asking the question, what is coming towards you, you don't know.
So why is this important? It's the Queen of Pentacles upright. So again, this could be something that makes you feel very secure, stable, happy. Why is this important? Because actually you could benefit from it in some way, whether it is emotionally or materially. The Queen of Pentacles is a material card, which is why I didn't rule out job or the workplace or a project or goal that could increase your income in some way as well.
It puts you in the position of being able to take care of others or yourself or whatever your needs are. It sort of puts you, it's important to know this because this will help you be able to take care of people, yourself included.
So where are things headed? Well, just because it all looks good doesn't mean it'll be easy. It's the Two of Discs reversed. And so basically, the Two of Pentacles reversed is saying, well, this could shake your world up a little bit, whatever it is. Things might be a little topsy-turvy for a while when you try to figure out how to fit this into your life right now.
Yeah,
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
it seems like maybe this is taking on, I won't call it a burden, but it is taking on a certain sense of an obligation or something to do that maybe helps others or yourself. But it does represent the idea that you have to put it into perspective with everything else you have to do. And who knows? It may involve some sort of movement anyways, which I think is what it's saying. The ship is there. So this is definitely about maybe a change for you, a movement in some direction. But it's the bear. And so maybe this is saying you have to be strong
Wow.
in seeing where this direction is going to take you to. You have to realize that this allows you, the bear is kind of a part of that Queen of Discs energy, wanting to take care, love something.
Well, it's true. But the bear is also about self-empowerment. The bear is about, I think you're moving towards a phase of self-empowerment here, or feeling, this again, with the Queen of Pentacles being a material card, the bear is also about financial security. So, I mean, if it's not about something that can really make solidify you more in career or financial matters, something is going to make you feel you're moving towards something that is going to make you feel really more self-empowered and good about yourself. Whatever this joy is, this happiness that's coming towards you, and it's going to put you it's going to make you feel like you're on top of the world in a way. I like it.
All the cards look like something good that maybe you don't realize or weren't expecting, but maybe in a way intuitively you should have, is coming to you. The only real problem is that it represents a sense of figuring out where it all fits in with it.
A little chaos along with this, but
There you
what's
go.
life without a little bit of chaos? So, you may have to, like I said, there's different things that you may have to shuffle and juggle in order to make this work for you. But I think it all looks pretty good. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And we are on Treya then.
Hey, Jamie, good to see you.
Thank you for your support too. We appreciate it.
So that was Cherry B. It was an interesting reading.
It was. What does Prithvi think about me?
What is who?
Prithvi.
Okay.
I really miss him, but he is committed with someone else right now. All right.
All right.
I'm going to use, let's see, what tarot would I like to use? I think I want to use my Nefertiri Egyptian.
Okay.
All right, our first card is the upright Nine of Cups. And your question was, how does Prithvi think of you? Or what do they think of you? And the second card is the World upright.
That's so weird. He ghosted you. Huh.
Oh, is that a more recent comment?
Yeah.
I see.
So we got the Nine of Cups upright. We got what?
The World
Wow.
upright, and then the Page of Pentacles reversed.
This is a weird reading. I don't know if our cards are taking a strange turn or what, but
So,
there's a lot
yeah,
of positive energy here, but I'm trying to figure it out in relation to this reading. You don't just ghost somebody who that they you feel strongly about. So I wonder if there's something else going on here, that the reason we're seeing all these positive cards could be that they found something else in their lives that they're focusing on right now and that they're more interested in. um, but let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what we have. We have the Nine of Cups upright, which means somebody has gotten exactly what they wanted here. They feel like they've achieved what they desire and what they wish for. Um, and so is that why they ghosted you though? Because they found something else that's really what they
well,
wanted?
there is an idea that somebody is committed to someone else.
But he is committed now. Why he
And
ghosted
in the
me? I missed
previous
that part.
messages, it
That
clearly
may
said someone
be
else.
he is committed now to you.
No, no, no. I read the previous message earlier. I'll read it again once I scroll back up there. What Prithvi thinks about me, I really miss him, but he is committed with someone else.
Ah,
I read
that's it. This is maybe why we're seeing what we're seeing here. He is committed to someone else.
right, and Shreya has restated that.
Yeah, okay. This makes sense to me. He seems to be fairly happy here. I'm just looking at the Nine of Cups upright and the World. Maybe he's just realizing this is where he needs to be. But what is that card again?
The
That's a
Page of
page.
Pentacles reversed.
So, oh my goodness. So I think here he's backing the Page of Pentacles reversed is he's backing off from whatever he has started with you. I think that's what that is. Do you feel that?
Yes, the other factors sort of indicate that too, the idea that the Nine of Cups, they're already satisfied with something that's going on, I think, or something that they realize is going on. The World is a sense of completion. So I do feel like maybe there are no actual intentions. Um,
Well, and look at the Lenormand. The Lenormand seems to go with the other cards. Like they're finding joy and success right now where they are at. And so maybe they don't want to take a chance on anything else. Maybe there was a rough patch in their commitment to someone else, but now they're starting to realize that that's where they need to find their happiness.
the Page of Cups reverse could be indicating that they are reversing any intent that they may have had to have a situation with you.
That's what I'm wondering because it is the only outlier card in this reading. And you don't ghost somebody that you're having this great, unless he really is trying to get out of this relationship to start something with you. But that is not,
Doesn't look like what we see.
it's not what I'm seeing here. So we could be wrong. And, if we are, we'd love to hear that.
Yeah, we would like to know that.
But I'm almost feeling like he's feeling pretty content where he's at right now, and he's just closing down, the conversation or in whatever he's tried to initiate with you. So
That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry, I wish I had better news. And like I said, the cards, I'm just a little uncertain right now. With Christine's reading just seemed a little bit off to me, like it wasn't totally resonating with me either, and this one a little bit too. So you might want to ask again if conditions don't change. We'll look at this again, but I'm feeling right now that that's what I see, and
I agree.
good luck with that.
Alrighty. Good luck. Sorry.
May very well be.
We're sorry for you.
But you know what? See what happens. Just see what happens going forward. But hey, I wouldn't waste a lot of time waiting on this, If it seems that way to you and he's just let you go, take that as a sign. Sometimes we just have to look at that as the sign. of what's really going on. Because it really isn't nice to ghost people. I don't know why people do that. I wouldn't put up with it, frankly.
All right, so we are now on Princess. And Princess,
Princess,
alter their
thank you for
question.
subscribing.
Does France Michelle have true feelings for me?
You know what? Let's see. Yeah, I'll pick a deck, and you're doing Libra. Let's see. Which one? I want to use this one again. This one really I've drawn to a lot lately. I think I'll keep this one in the mix when I switch up my decks. Hmm.
I hear the biker boy.
Well, if we don't get clear signals, we'll do that yes, no for you too,
Right.
Princess, and see what we get. Sometimes after doing many readings, the cards just, and maybe it's us
Poop
too, start to poop out, I guess. So apologize. Some days are like that, not all.
All right, and we are here too. Thank you. You're welcome, Shreya. You're welcome, Cherry Blossom. It's what we do.
Well, we've got the Three of Cups reversed. We have Death reversed. We have the Tower reversed. Wow, didn't this deck just give great cards for a different reading? And now that. Let's see what we've got.
And we have the Sith or the sickle, and we have the sun. It's possible that the curve would take it eventually towards the sun.
Well, you want to know that France has true feelings for you. It's really, we're going to definitely do a yes no on this because I feel some negativity here. Like the death card reversed is not necessarily, well, it's negative, but what it's saying to me is there's some stagnation here.
Blockage.
Blockage. It's almost as if maybe they haven't totally made their mind up yet, or they're just not being that serious at this time.
Something could be inhibiting them, maybe other things on their mind that seem to make them want to not make a decision.
So I'm looking at these cards and I'm wondering if at least this card to me is giving me some advice for you on their intentions. So if you're not feeling a good bead about how they feel right now, then just pay attention to how you did. Are they supporting you? Are they around when you need them? They're not ghosting you, for example, like we just had in the previous reading. In other words, you need to look at how much they really seem to care about you, and look at some of the signs of that in their behavior towards you, in some of the words they've been using at you. Are they genuine? Are they saying things but one thing and then doing another? The Three of Cups here sometimes indicates a lack of support or camaraderie, between you and the person that you're questioning about here.
Some of these cards seem to have a binary quality to the degree that they could represent people who shift their feelings. The Three of Cups could be saying there was a positive relationship, but maybe it's shifting. Death reverse says maybe things were changing, but now they refuse to change or they're unable to change. And the Tower reverse says things have to be built up without making the same mistakes that were made before. And I don't know if that pertains explicitly to the idea of France and you.
Or if it was from previous relationships, the fact that, they maybe haven't learned some important lessons from their relations either with you or others in the past to, really carry this in a more positive direction.
The fact that the death card is there too really says not good.
And I kind of feel here the sun and the scythe could indicate to me that, don't let this rob you. Don't let the situation right now, as you're trying to figure out if their feelings are true, rob you of your happiness or success. This is a time for you to just try to figure out what's really going on here. And I think we're going to go do a yes no right now to see if we can kind of see where, in fact, they are leaning, because I'm not sure it's so positive. Maybe they're concerned about their future success and if this relationship is right for them going forward or if they should cut ties with you. So that's kind of another way I'm looking at the Lenormand here, and it can be read these ways. But I'm not getting a clear vibe on this. I'm not getting a clear vibe on this. I think they maybe aren't handling this relationship right now in the best way possible.
The look of the cards from the face of it sort of indicates that maybe there's nothing really going on. So it's hard to see the whole picture. There may be something that made you feel you needed to ask this question. That could indicate that maybe the person is not easy for you yourself to be able to figure out.
Raymond, you did not miss your turn, but for some reason, I don't know how you got off the list.
Because they never left a question.
Oh, well, but either way, I didn't think you had to leave a question. Raymond, we'll do you next. We will get you in next, okay? So hang with us and get your question ready for us, please, because we're into overtime. And I apologize. That may have been a mistake on my part. So I'll definitely read for you.
Right after you came in the first time, I asked you to leave a question, and I said that people have to leave a question or they're not necessarily on the list. I apologize if that was overbearing, but we really do, you've been gone for nearly 2 hours.
Well, no, I really think our policy is this. If you're gone and you don't leave a question, we don't read for you. But if you're here, you don't necessarily have to leave a question till your turn, but you have to be here on your
All right, you left a question, so we will do it.
I apologize, Raymond. Please forgive us. We don't mean any harm. So, and I know you've been trying to get in before, so I apologize. All right, but let's finish.
Okay, we
Let's
understand.
do the yes no really quickly so you can pick those up and we'll keep going. 419. Hey, that's my actual birthday. But it's the time right now. So we are into overtime, but we're happy to finish up the list
Thank you,
we have.
Raymond. And we're sorry. We hope you feel better soon. I hope it's nothing serious.
Yeah, I hope it's not serious, Raymond.
Well, that is interesting because we didn't see anything really strong there, Princess, about this relationship or this person.
I'd be careful. From, just hearing that and looking at some of the cards I've seen here, I'm not so sure he's such a great ally, or that maybe that he means what he says. But like I said, I'm a little bit concerned about our cards today. So I'm
We are
going to
doing it.
say you may ask this again later. Let's see what this says. Is this intentions true for you?
And we wish the best for you, Raymond. Heart surgery is pretty serious. We
Yeah.
hope. Okay.
Mr. O just having to go through a slight stroke. I mean, we understand the gravity. All right, this is the Six of Wands. I didn't let you shuffle, though, did I?
That's okay.
It's the Six of Wands and it's reversed.
So wands means you'll have to work at it?
I don't know. Where is that list? And you.
Cups means it'll come naturally. Swords means no. Pentacles means it'll come with a price.
Okay.
Wands means you have to work at it.
So
It's the
your
60 wands.
relationship is going to require more work, and I would get to know this person a lot better to make sure. The Six of Wands is reversed, and in a way that kind of reminds me of one of the cards we had in the reading for you, Frances, because the Three of Cups is sometimes people aren't really your allies, or they talk a good talk, but are they there to support you really? Or do they have their own motivations in mind? So, does this person really have your best interests at heart? I think the best way to find out is to get to know them a whole lot better before you make an actual commitment.
I agree with that. And when I look at the Six of Wands, in this mode here, reversed, this could be a person who doesn't necessarily value other people as much as they value themselves. So that would be like, are they looking for somebody who looks good with them?
Or are
in
they
a
looking for
relationship?
somebody who, they really want them to serve their needs, but
Yeah.
they aren't going to treat you as an equal or treat your concerns the same way in a relationship. So they're promising you great stuff, but, actions speak louder than words. So pay attention and try to get to know them as best you can before you make a serious commitment with this person. That would be my advice right now, and feel free to check in again on this at a later point.
Absolutely.
Good luck with that.
So are we inserting Raymond now?
We are inserting Raymond right
All right,
now,
Raymond.
right before Libra.
And Raymond wants to know if they will hear from Fabi today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that my deck?
Yep.
All right. I will use the English Magic Tarot. Thank you, Frances. You have a great day too.
Take care. Thank you again for subscribing.
Appreciate
it.
And it's the Seven of Pentacles reversed. It's the Ten of Swords upright. And it's the Sun. All right. Well, it's possible you will see Fabi today or tomorrow. The Seven of Wands maybe isn't the best indication, though. I'm looking
Might
more
have
at
to
the
do
end
a
of the
yes
Sun.
no on this one, a quick one. The Ten of Swords is there? And what is that? The Sun.
The Sun.
The Sun talks about a successful outcome that maybe you might. This is about seeing them today or tomorrow.
Mhm.
There is a possibility, a potential, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I wouldn't. I have a feeling that maybe there might be a encounter, but not necessarily today or tomorrow. I feel here that there might be something at a disadvantage in this happening right now. Something that maybe blocks them from seeing you, or you from seeing them. And the Ten of Swords is a little bit disconcerting to me, a little bit of a worry. Did they promise or make some agreement to see you, or that they were going to come and see you? Because I wonder if the Ten of Swords is saying
they can't fulfill.
They can't fulfill it, and maybe. I don't want to say that they were leading you on or anything, but you might feel very disappointed, in the follow through on this.
It seems like it may be more of a logistical question, that something prevents them from coming. Is it possible that maybe something about your hospital stay is something that might keep them away.
Well, that's a good point.
You know, that maybe they came at the wrong time and you were not able to be seen because of the visiting hours or something like that.
Don't feel too betrayed by this if they don't show up, because I do feel here there's some positive energy here.
Yeah.
Maybe things will work out ultimately, but I just am not sure. There may be something keeping them back, or they may have just said something to you they never meant to follow through on.
It's not a total no, though. That sun still gives
Yeah.
the idea that maybe something will work out. So here is the lady that could represent you or somebody in the situation.
This is really interesting.
And the anchor.
Because it could indicate to me that maybe they get stuck somehow. Are they having car trouble, for example? Is there some other reason why they wouldn't be able to come to see you? They seem anchored or stuck in some situation at this time.
You know, the Ten of Swords often depicts somebody being literally held to the ground with swords. And of course, that could be another metaphor for the anchor, sort of being pinned down. The idea that their motion is not as fluid as they need to be. And it's possible that maybe Fabi thought they could go, but they're not going to be able to make it.
So just to let you know, when we read the Lenormand cards, the person card in the Lenormand, sometimes we think it could be, the person we're reading for, whether they're a man or a woman, or it could be the person that you're asking about. And I'm thinking it's the person you're asking about, and that they may just have something come up that really holds them back. So
when you're feeling better, we would like to know if they did come and see you or not. Don't hurry on our account. You're obviously going to need time to recover.
Yeah. So wish you success with your surgery and or your situation, and take care of yourself, and try to ease your mind that with the sun here, it could indicate that there may be a very good reason, despite some of the difficult cards here, that this did not happen. The sun is really a positive card. So I have a feeling light will be shed on this as to why they did come maybe later than you thought, or they couldn't come at all.
All right, then.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Raymond. Hope to see you again soon.
And we're on Libra, and then Shirley.
All right. And did Libra want a general? I'm not sure. They came in later before we closed the list. Let's see if I can find it.
I'll let you read for Libra so I can use the horse deck for Shirley.
That sounds like a plan. Libra, Libra, Libra. General reading. That's what I thought. Alrighty. I'm going to use...
Did I post... What am I doing here?
The Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
Hey, you too, Francesca. Thank you. Yes, I'm saving the horse deck for you. I'm going to keep that in the mix for a little while, not just for you. And there's somebody who's come to our shows on occasion who is definitely a horse lover. I definitely read this deck for her any day.
All right, I hope you have fun with your parents, Cherry. Thanks for checking in. Happy Mother's Day for everyone.
Yes, for all the
Libra,
mothers and mothering people out there.
General reading. Our first card is Death reversed.
Oh, that's come up before for me.
And our second card is the Hermit reversed. Ouch. And the third card is the Ten of Discs reversed.
And what was Libra's thing?
General reading.
Oh boy, Libra.
Why do this?
So we start with Death reversed.
Yeah.
So it just seems as though this is a period of
big stagnation.
Big stagnation. But I wonder here if this is you trying to avoid making some changes in your life or in a particular situation that you really need to consider changing up in some way. You're hesitating, you're resisting making this change. And maybe you feel you have good reasons for this, but death is usually saying this is not serving you well, and maybe you're going to have difficulties moving forward until you stop resisting.
Is this about the Hermit reverse? Because I agree with Banshee. I feel like maybe the aura right now is the resistance to making a change, and maybe you're using current situations to sort of say, well, I'm just too busy right now. Things aren't really in the right space for me. But the Hermit may be saying that you're trying to move away from an internal thought or process that you really do need to take in and maybe process that. It may be about deeper things in your life going on. Your kids are older. Maybe you have to think about, other situations with them as they move into adulthood.
Um,
The final card is the 10 of
what's the middle though?
the Hermit reversed.
Yeah, I didn't cover the hermit. I wanted to, and you were just talking about it. The hermit reversed indicates to me that I put a little bit of a different spin sometimes on the Hermit reversed, and I kind of feel it's called for here with the Death reversed card. And the Hermit reversed again talks about, well, you've been avoiding dealing with something. You've been avoiding dealing with this change, this thing that needs to happen. And you can only do that for so long. You can only hide from it in that cave for so long. It's time to come out. No matter when you decide to come out, it's still going to be there. Okay? So, whatever you may be trying to avoid, Libra, you're going to have to face it sooner or later. There, I said it.
All right. So
And
that takes us to the reverse 10 of Pentacles.
yes. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed indicates to me that this may be a family matter. It may be something sort of sticky. I don't know if it's related to money or financial well being. It could be related to just your own financial well being, your future. It could be related to the home environment as well. Something that needs to be done around the home that you've been putting off. And I can think of a number of things around here that really are going to come to a head if we do not take care of them. So, I feel your pain if that's the case, Libra, but there is something here that's affecting your long term well being or your long term ability to grow, to move forward with something, unless you take care of it now. Got anything to add to that? You did.
I didn't really yet,
Okay.
but I feel like that's part of this whole parcel here is that this is the kind of thing that maybe is going to fray the situation around your home or your family or situation. I'm wondering, is this about maybe somebody moving out?
Oh, I don't.
Like your oldest, or something like that, or something that really will change the fabric of the household, and that maybe you've known this, but you've been maybe not wanting to deal with it. So I get the feeling like this could be about that, and you might have to really consider tackling it head on in a way.
This is really interesting to me.
Uh-oh, Fox, the writer.
You
Uh-oh.
know what this means to me? You're moving towards you're moving towards working on it. You will be moving towards working on it. It's like I said here, you maybe have realized, yeah, I've let this situation or predicament or thing that I've been ignoring go for too long, and you are going to move towards working on it. Or
Okay.
something is going to push you in that direction. It could be a message, it could be somebody talking to you about it. But the writer, a lot of times it's not just about messages, it can be about movement, moving towards this. And that's sort of what I feel here. So that's good. That's healthy. That's good because whatever this is, you got to deal with it sooner or later, Libra. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier that the list was closed, Ari. You came really late. I mean, after
Yeah.
our normal hours.
Yeah, you might have. I mentioned it right after you asked.
Yeah.
So we had already closed the list, and it was a. I guess I didn't post it at the
I
top of the
mean, we're here
screen.
from 2 on and you came at almost 4. We were already really
Yeah.
full.
Mr. O has it on the screen, but I forgot to put it at the top of the chat, so I'm sorry for that. Boy, I made a lot of mistakes today. Sorry about that. And we apologize, but man, we had like 18 readings today, so
The list was closed
yeah.
before you even showed up.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you on Thursday.
Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. So
Before the best. Our cards have been getting really wonky towards the end of the show.
I don't
But
know what the problem is.
but I think this one was pretty cut and dry for Libra, and some of them have been. It's just whether, we're really hitting the mark. I almost felt like something shifted, for us towards the end of the show. So that's why I was telling some people if you want to come back and ask again, feel free to do so. So, well, Shirley, with that in mind, we're on you now. We're ending the show with you.
All right.
And
So
we'll
thanks,
see what we
Ari, for the
get.
happy Mother's Day. Hope your mom
Thank you,
and Willa
Evie. It's been
enjoy.
great. My son took me out to dinner yesterday. It was wonderful.
Whoops.
It was just the two of us. And we got to the restaurant soon after they opened at 3. It was a Thai restaurant, and we had the restaurant to ourselves for a little while before people started coming in. So it was really kind of cool. It was really kind of intimate and nice. All right. Okay, did we get a question from
I don't
Shirley?
remember. I'm sure we did, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm heading up there.
Okay, you faxed in some documents that you're waiting on some back money for. Will they allow you to have the funds in the next few months? Well, I have to do something like that too, Shirley.
Okay. Well, let's
So,
see.
will these documents that you've had to fax in provide you any money in the near future, next few months?
Oopsie.
All right, great. Thank you. I hope you like these cards.
Well, we'll do a yes no too if we need to, just to clarify. Well, you
Yes.
got the Eight of Wands reversed. I can definitely pick. Oh, my goodness. And then you got the Ace of Wands upright. It's wild.
I'm going to show these again because I want you to appreciate the horse. Nice.
And lo and behold, guess what's appeared, I think, for the third or fourth time today? Death, but this time it's upright, which tells a whole different story here.
And somehow we end up getting another horse, the
Wow, the
rider.
rider's back. And the whip.
Well,
Don't whip
the
those
whip, the whip
horses.
influences the rider, so I'll have something to say about that.
I just heard about the
They are
jockey at
pretty,
the
aren't they?
Kentucky. I just heard about the jockey at the Kentucky Derby who was fined for whipping his horse too many times. So, not happy about that. But, he did get fined for it. And I don't know that it was uber excessive, but it exceeded their limit. So,
So, are you getting money soon because of getting these documents in?
I think there could be some communication snafus here with the Eight of Wands reversed. Either the message needs, maybe they will be requiring more from you. There might be some back and forth that has to happen. Or is it possible that the message gets delayed or not received or not handled in a timely manner? Maybe there's a lot there and that they're working their way through.
I feel that way too, and yet since I already see the Lenormand, I sort of feel like it may go against that. But looking at that, basically there is that possibility that maybe one or more of the pages didn't come through, or there was something because
Something they require.
the Eight of Wands says something missed the target, possibly, or something didn't quite get where it needed to get. So, within a reasonable amount of time, you may want to check on that just to see that everything happened. But that's what that's saying.
But with that being said, there is potential here. I
Yeah.
think you might eventually have a good outcome because this Ace of Wands indicates a positive new beginning, something new coming to you. This could be the money that you had been hoping for. That's what it looks like to me. And death, I'm going to go with the two of them. And death upright indicates to me that this could bring about some major changes, positive changes into your life. Or maybe there's a possibility here, if things didn't happen properly, I'm going to throw this out there too, that there may be an opportunity for you to resubmit something that will lead to positive change.
Well, I like what you said there about what the person told you in the office, because that could be why we have the Eight of Wands, that it's not really because something happened, it's just because
Yeah.
there's a slowness going on there. And the Eight of Wands reverse does sort of say nothing is moving with a level of urgency. It's going through maybe normal channels or even less so. And I like what Banshee said about, is that the Knight?
Oh, that's the ace, isn't it?
The ace, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That this would potentially be a new beginning here. And I don't see Knights or the Ace of Swords as being about
That's the
money.
Ace of Wands.
Sorry, Ace of Wands. Being about money so much as it is about enterprise, networking. So maybe because of this networking, it might be giving significant emphasis there that it's going to happen. And then finally, of course, the death card is I this is bringing changes somehow. So I guess it's not necessarily an unappreciable amount of money.
It looks good, actually. But I will say this, you've got the whip and the rider, which makes me think here that, there may be there might have to be some aggressive back and forth communications going on in order to move this forward. So, they did say 4 or 5 weeks, but I will say I wouldn't be surprised if it might take a little bit longer than that. However, that being said, I really feel optimistic about this. I feel optimistic about this overall. You got some really positive cards here. The Ace of Wands is growth and some new beginning, and death is all about change and new beginnings. In other words, maybe putting this behind you and moving forward. So I think it's going to have a successful outcome. I do.
I think the whip more or less will counter the influence of that reversed Eight of Wands. Does in spite or despite, horses and whips and all of that stuff, symbolically or otherwise. So I think I'm wondering if that maybe because you are going to put a little attention on it, or you may have to still, that sense of urgency that the whip might provide, that it could actually work out in the time frame or less.
Yeah.
You have to let us know.
Well, so I want to wish you luck with that. And I think you won't need it. I think it'll happen, but it may just be just a little bit more delayed than you might have thought. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Shirley.
That's what we have for everybody today. We are done. We finally made it. And oh my gosh, it's 45 minutes into overtime.
Who's counting, right?
But we want to thank everybody for sticking with us today. Those of you who stayed. Kara stayed. Everybody stayed. We had a little drama on our show today, but we also had some great readings. We had some readings and I'm not really sure the cards responded adequately enough on, or that maybe we did. So we're hoping, maybe we can clarify more in the future.
Thank you, Alicia, if you're still
Yeah.
here. You gave us another donation. We really, really super
We
appreciate
are so
your
appreciated.
generous donation. Thank you so
And
much.
we don't want to put you out now, so I
Right, because I
understand
know what you asked about.
what
Right.
you asked about. So we really appreciate it, and want you to know that we're always happy to read for you. You're very sweet. And I want to thank all of you for your genuine support for us. It really does us well. Sometimes we get people who aren't always necessarily that supportive and, have ulterior motives for being here. And we do what we can. We do this out of love. We do this more for that than anything. And we really, I think most of you who are here really understand that.
And we so appreciate our donations. We so appreciate good comments and good interplay with people, new subscriptions. So we love you all. We really appreciate you all very much.
Want you to take care. Have a great week ahead. And we hope to see you all really soon. Bye-bye for now.